Tommy Guerrero. I play the bass guitar and also the monkey flute. I live in San Francisco, California, USA, planet Earth. Oh, I live in Oakland, sorry. Born and raised in San Francisco, and I moved to Oakland a couple of years ago, and I still forget where I live.
I'm Monte, and I play the other bass, slide bass, melodica, a bunch of keyboards, eggs, shakers, some guitar stuff, the stuff that he doesn't play.
Jamie Kahn, also known as Gadget, San Francisco, California. Turntables, keyboards, drums, production, Pro Tools.
Delay.
We're the tinkerers.
The clickers.
The clickers and the clickers.
Everything starts out in a Jet Black Crayon song as one little seed. It'll be either a drum loop or a bass line or some kind of cut on turntables, some weird melody line on a weird organ, a Silvertone organ.
Drums too. Sometimes.
Or yeah, just like a half a bar drum loop, and we'll be inspired by that one little seed and add things, and then it just germinates for such a long period of time. That first original seed is nothing like what the ending song is at all. It's always a big surprise.
We did a lot of shows with just the three of us, and we would just create weird little loops that became almost linear songs that floated, and then we took those little loops and made songs out of them. And it took us a while to figure out how to do it, but once we figured it out, it was it was easy.
And sometimes you would add one instrument and it completely changed the color, the texture, everything of the song. Like, it's pretty amazing how that works out.
The studio is an instrument, and it's just endless possibilities. And live you have like this little short amount of time, and usually you have bad sound, or there's always something.
And we have horns and strings and guitars and different people appear on the record. But I think overall, overall it's just deeper, a lot deeper.
I always thought that we made really cinematic music, really visual, colorful kind of stuff. And I think that we pushed these songs that way to be the saddest soundtrack to the movie that's never been made.
That's another maybe title.
That's kind of what we sort of coined it as.
In the studio, it's nice to be able to get your point across in a controlled environment. I know some people think that's sterile, but I don't know, to us, I think to most of us, it seems like we can really do what we want and capture it. Three people sit around, throw ideas at each other, and everyone likes everyone's idea. There's never an argument. No one ever steps on anyone's feet, because it's just like we all like the ideas we all have to offer, and if not, we know where they're going with that and have an alternate offer for that. And I just never have seen where three people just go, yeah, that's a good idea, okay, let's try that.
And I tend to be more of like the foundation, where he tends to do the textural stuff, the atmospheric stuff, the melodic stuff. And they just really work. We kind of both know our places, and we switch those places and roles, and we know when to give each other the space to do so. And like I said, it comes just back down to trust and respect as musicians.
I hear his bass lines completely different in my head than he hears them in his head.
There's a whole bunch of it in my head, so he doesn't want to hear all of them.
And so he might be doing this thing, and he's like, yeah, there's a this little funky groove that I want to do, but I'll hear something completely different, and so I'll start to add something that I think really fits, really in a real pop melodic kind of way, that it'll be completely different from what he's hearing in his head.
Yeah.
And the same thing, I'll try to do something that's fatter and groovier, and he'll be like, oh yeah, and he'll come up with something I'd be like, wow, I never would have thought to do that.
Is it just writing?
Just writing.
It's just a tag.
Oh, okay.
But are they trying to write it in graffiti letters?
No. It's just bad handwriting. When you're actually making music in real time, when you do find that one nugget, when you're improvising or something where it's not just rehearsing a song and rehashing it, where it's coming out right there, right then, it's your expression right at that moment. That is pretty magical.
It's one of the rawest forms of expression, you know, and you're trying to communicate without using language. And I think that if you can reach people through music in that sense and move them, I think is stronger than any medium that I can think of.
First one was kind of a live experiment. It was recorded in the rehearsal space, pretty much exactly how we played the songs live. And this new one is a complete studio album. We are taking things to the farthest reaches that we can.
We've changed completely. I mean, that's what I think. I just think everything's changed just completely. It's totally different from where we're at then and what we're doing and what the new record's like. It's like night and day. I'm definitely content with this record, whereas I'm never content with anything musically. I mean, of course, we'll go back and listen. You can nitpick and be like, oh, I wish I would have did this here and that here. You know, of course. But I mean, at some point, you gotta draw the line, drop the hatchet, and say this is done.
I'm very content with it. Yeah, I could nitpick it too, like Tommy, but still, I'm very happy with it, and it's my favorite thing I've worked on yet.
So what do you want people to buy this record to get out of it?
A receipt.
So they can
So
take
they can
it
return
back. Tell us we're full of shit.
Great, I want to cry for an hour.
Yeah, oh, that's great.